Here we are for the third straight year opening up Friday night football, Lockland versus Reading. They're going to be playing tonight for this trophy. It's the Valley Bowl trophy. It's been in Reading for 4 years. Ladies, these ladies are from Reading High School. Is it going back to Lockland this year?
No way.
Well, you heard it right here, so you better watch out, Panther fans. They don't want to give it up. It is week number 1, ICRC Friday Night Football from Reading, Ohio. It's the Panthers versus the Blue Devils. And good evening from Reading, Ohio. I'm Bill Bretz with Bob Murphy, and we are here for week number 1 of ICRC Friday Night Football, and it's a beautiful evening. Bob, it's a little warm here, but warm does not describe the rivalry between these two schools.
Oh, no, these two teams, a friendly rivalry, but they really covet that trophy that they play for each year, and it'll be, they come out first game of the year, and these teams will both be going tooth and nail at it to take the trophy home.
Well, we got a big crowd out here at Reading tonight. It's about, probably about 80 degrees here at game time. It's a little warm side. The flip was a little bit earlier here, about 15 minutes ago, and Reading did win, and they are going to be receiving the ball to get this season started. And first off, we like to start off by congratulating Tim Newman and our director and producer for winning a Blue Chip Cable Award for this past spring for the best sports show, which of course is Friday Night Football, ICRC. Tremendous crew, tremendous effort, and we like to offer our congratulations to Tim. These guys just make it so easy for us up here. We just do football, and they
it is easy.
Yeah, and so congratulations, and so you're watching the award-winning ICRC Friday Night Football. So we're about ready to get going here. Reading, of course, lost some key people last year, and Lockland also, but both teams got some interesting people coming back here, and we'll go over that as the kickoff comes by Lockland, and it is fielded by Scott Lawson, and Lawson is over the 40, up to about 43. There's a fumble. Lawson recovers his own fumble at about 45.
He was down before they blew the whistle then. He blew the whistle before he fumbled, so it's going to be Reading ball.
Steve McGee. Well, we're running down here the starting lineup. Tony Reed, a sophomore quarterback for Reading. Jamie Hurt in the backfield. He's the veteran. And McKenzie, Woods, Davis, Kirby, Frank, and actually Francis Mize is not starting. Jason Reed Miller in his place. The sophomore Chad Wiley is at tight end. And split in is Barry Wilson, Scott Lawson receiver. So Tony Reed, first time goes to work on varsity. He gives it to number 3, that's Jamie Hurt. And Hurt gets a couple of yards here. Actually, it looks like he might have lost a yard.
Jamie Hurt was in All-League and All-City first team selection last year.
Okay, here's starting defense for Lockland. The down linemen are Souter, McGee, Wright, Morris, and Hain. And you got your linebackers as Gertz and McKinney. And the backfield, Jasham Wynn, Mitch Miners, Dan Nolte, and Steve Brown.
And Gertz and Brown were also all-city defensively for Lockland.
And that Lockland defense is going tough right now as they stop Hurt for the second time. It looks like number 50, Gerald Gertz, you just mentioned him.
You're making those plays like that. He's around the ball every time. That's why you become an all-city player.
Well, we're going to see if Mr. Reed here in his first varsity start is going to be in his first throwing situation here. Scott Lawson coming in. We see like number 89, that was Josh Apkin coming off the field. So it is now a third and about 10 or 11 here for the Blue Devils in their first series, and we might have had a motion here. Didn't see any flags. And
I don't hear the whistle. I think they're going to call that a fumble.
They might call it a fumble here.
Who got the ball? It looks like the Lockland players are celebrating.
Tony Reed was rushed by number 1, John Morris, a senior.
Bill, did you see who came out of the bottom of the pile? It was Gerald Gertz. Let's take another look.
Well, Morris is the one that made that play start going there. As you said, Gertz is the one that picked it up. So the Blue Devils fumble on the first series here, and the Panthers now are starting off with excellent field position here. Let's see where they spot it at. Looks like they're going to spot it about 31-yard line of Reading. Well, let's go to the work here with Lockland. Their starting offense is coming up here. Quarterback is going to be number 12, Nathan Cromer. He is a senior. And in the backfield will be Jashawn Wynn and Mike McKinney. And you got to watch this, Jashawn Wynn. He's number 2. He's only a freshman. Boy, he's got the speed.
Quick as a cat.
And Cromer gives to McKinney with lots of room. He's going right down to the 10, 15. He's going to score, but it looks like it's going to be called back.
There was a hold about the 15-yard line. That's right in front of the official.
That's why he had such a big hole there, so they're going to call that one back.
Well, I tell you, it was after he had gotten through the line of scrimmage, and there was a beautiful misdirection play, but you see the split end number 4. He's just out of our picture, but he's tackling the defensive back, and McKinney didn't even need it.
So Mike McKinney's touchdown is negated here, 31-yard touchdown. As a matter of fact, the Panthers are going to lose a little bit here. Let's run down the rest of the Panthers here. Their offensive line is Travis Wright, Gerald Gertz, Butch Hine, Justin Leader, and Dave Souter. The ends are John Morris and Steve Brown, and the flanker back is Dan Nolke.
Now, the interesting thing, Bill, about high school, that's 15 yards from the spot of the infraction, so they're going to say it was at the 10-yard line where the hold happened.
So in essence, they picked up 6 yards.
They picked up 6, and it didn't cost them a down. It's still first down.
Right. Cromer behind center. It's the Wynn. Wynn gets a rummy roon on the left side. He picks up about 6 yards. Jashawn Wynn, he came in. He was a little bit gimpy in here, according to Coach Krause. He's about 95% in the game tonight, but the freshman, I personally saw him with track last year, and this guy just astounded people with the track last year, and he is going to be quite an athlete here at Lockland the next few years. Only a freshman.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how many times they try to get him outside.
Sets up a first down. He did get a first down on that. And McKinney gets a couple on this. Going to set up actually third down, or second down, I'm sorry. Second, and it looks like about 6 or 7. The ball is on about the 23-yard line, so Lockland already has good position. Reading won this game last year 30-14. That was Jason Krause's first game as a head coach. So the Panthers are looking for revenge. As we said, they haven't got this trophy in 5 years. They kind of want to take it back over the Mill Creek there to the other side. Cromer under center. The give is to Wynn. Wynn gets the room, and he's going to score.
Oh, you were right then.
Boy, he just busted through that line. Give him a little bit of hole, and he's gone. 23 yards.
He doesn't need a lot of room. This is a beautiful run by Sean Wynn, and his second carry as a varsity player gets his first touchdown. Look out, Richard Hall.
Really? He got him unofficially about 29 yards on 2 carries, 23 for the touchdown. Steve McGee now is going to try the extra point with Dan Noelke holding. Noelke. McGee, a junior, does the kicking for the Panthers. Ball is up, and it is good. So very quickly here with 8:58 to go in the first quarter, the Lockland Panthers have struck first as Jashawn Wynn, 23-yard touchdown.
Yeah. Here's the replay, and it was good, and that looked like Gertz playing guard, fired out and opened a hole for him, and once there was a little seam, Wynn was through it right now.
One weakness that Reading might have right now is they've got a very young defensive backfield. They've been starting 3 sophomores back there, and as Coach Miner says, these guys are going to have to grow up real fast here at the varsity level, and so they are going to be, I imagine, tested tonight by the Panthers. So Wynn with the touchdown, and McGee tacks on the extra point. And our first score of the game goes to the Panthers, 7-0 with 8:58 to go. And they're going to let it bounce. And
he got hit right when he threw that.
Now, but Marcus Williams, John Davis, Gary Blair, and Chad Wiley are your down linemen. And we'll run down the rest of them here at the end of this next play here as Mr. Reed goes to work again for his third series tonight. And the pitch is to Hurt. Hurt's looking for some running room around the right side. He's not going to find. Hurt in motion. Deshaun Wynn.
Yeah, that ball.
He basically stepped right in front of the receiver.
That ball hung in the air too long. You know, he wanted to get him right off the line, and he just lobbed it. Wynn could see that coming. You know, he's fortunate. A lot of times you see those, and they're going to come right to you, and you drop them. But that young man knows exactly what to do with the football when he gets it.
Yeah, it looked like the pass was intended for Barry Wilson.
Yeah, he was, and he just waited a little too long to throw it, and Wilson wasn't able to come back to the ball. And as soon as Wynn caught it, he was done.
I think we'll give him, looks like maybe 34 yards in that one, Bob. Does that sound
30
fair?
plus.
30 plus on that one. So Mr. Wynn in his freshman year already has 2 touchdowns. And McGee is going to try the tack on point number 14 for the Panthers. And a little pressure in there, but he gets it in. So McGee with the extra point, and with 4:02 to go here in the first quarter.
We've got someone down on the field.
100 wins, 88 losses, and 1 tie. You got his 100th win right at the end of the season last year against Cincinnati Country Day. That was a good win for the Blue. As a matter of fact, if I can remember right, Bob, I think I kept Country Day out of the playoffs.
It was the last week of the season, and Country Day narrowly missed the Division 6 playoffs because of that.
Right, and they ended up 5-4 last year, and then Lockland 6-4. Of course, they play in the Miami Valley Conference, and I think Cincinnati Post had them picked second. I think the Inquirer 4th in that league, and they'll be kind of competitive. Of course, that league has Cincinnati Country Day and the Summit. North College Hill shouldn't have it.
North College Hill.
So the clock winds down. The Panthers find themselves up 14-0 over the Blue Devils. Well, as we said earlier, we will be visiting the 2 head coaches for tonight's game and Reading's new athletic director. Now, we first talked to Jason Krause, and we asked Jason his view of the team for the season and what the outlook is for the Miami Valley Conference, which they're in. Then Michelle Hart will take over for the next 2 interviews. So let's go to that. We'll be back for second half action.
I think that the key to our season is, coming off on a good start at Reading. Last year we had trouble with the bigger CHL teams, Reading, Finneytown, and Taylor. I think if we can get off the right foot against Reading on Friday night and come back and play Finneytown tough, then it will make our season. I think that, in my opinion, we can play for the league championship. I believe we can have a great season, and one of our goals is to hopefully make the playoffs. But it all starts Friday night. Pretty much the same as last year. I think that it's going to come down to who plays well in the big games. For example, us and CCD, who wins that ball game, and also the matchup between us and College Hill, and then the matchup College Hill and CCD. I think it's a 3-team race, in my opinion. I don't know much about Summit this year. I don't know what they've got back. But in my opinion, I think it's going to be between us 3, and hopefully for our sake that we come out on top in those 2 key ball games.
I'm here with Mr. Miner today, the coach of the Reading football team. And first question I want to ask, what do you think of this season?
Well, this season is a season where we have to replace an awful lot of good players from last year. We lost a handful of seniors, which went on to college, 4 to be exact. And that's a good number for us to go on to college from a small school like Reading. And those 4 players were also not just one-way players, but two-way players. So that's a big void to fill. And we had 5 seniors, which made first team All-League, which is quite a number to have. And so this year we're really trying to find some players just to come close to filling those voids. We feel like we have a good nucleus, especially in our co-captains, with Brian Kirby, John Davis, and Marcus Williams, and also Jamie Hurt. But right now we're filling in the void with a lot of sophomores, and we're going to start at least 5, maybe 6 sophomores on defense. So they have to grow up real quick for us to have a good season.
A rebuilding year.
Well, we don't like to think of it as a rebuilding year, but just as a learning, maybe a relearning year, and we think we have the personnel. If we don't do well, it's not going to be because of lack of effort, but it's going to be of lack of experience right now. We think that the longer we get into the season, the better type of team we'll be.
Okay. What are some opinions of yours about the CHL this year?
The CHL should be very evenly matched, just like last year. Our neighbors across the tracks with Mr. Hall and Company, of course, will be the favorites to go. They have a real good lineman also in Matt Mefford, and Matt Mefford was a first-team All-League or All-State last year. And also, Richard Hall is forecasted to be in Mr. Ohio in football this year. He's supposed to be the top player, is what they think. Also, Marymount should be really tough this year because they lost 4 games last year, and for Marymount, that's a terrible season, and they're going to be out for vengeance this year, and everybody they play better be ready to go when they play Marymount. And also, 2 of the top teams, I think, are going to be Indian Hill, who lost only 2 starters last year, and they're going to be very good, and we have to face them the first league game. And also, I think that Finneytown could be the dark horse of the year. And they're a team that had a great off-season weight program. They're probably the fastest overall team speed team in the league. And also, they just lost 2 starters or 3 starters at best also. So they're going to be real tough to contend with. And then there's always Deer Park, who's always they're always after us. It's one of their top games, and we'd like to play them too. But they're probably the biggest team in the league this year, and they have a lot of good speed to go with it. And Madeira had last year, went 6-4, and it's the first time in a while that they've had a winning record. So they got everything turned. They turned the corner, so to speak. So we think that next year or this year that Madeira and Deer Park also can be right up there in the hunt. And I don't know much about Taylor other than I heard that they had a real good scrimmage and against pretty good competition, and they have a new coach and a new attitude. And so as you can see, our whole league from top to bottom is going to be, we got to shoot for each team each week. We can't think about anybody because anybody can beat anybody in our league. And also, I think that our league has some great coaches, and I'm not just talking about head coaches, but assistant coaches. Some of the assistant coaches in our league used to be head coaches or have been coordinators, and they stick with the program. They're loyal, and we just really feel good about the camaraderie of our league as far as the coaches and the caliber of them.
There's a lot of people to look out for.
Yeah, I know it. And but that's just the way our league is, and it's what makes it fun. They try to keep all the teams about the same size. In fact, Loveland was in the league one year, and they got too big, so they asked them to leave, and it keeps it very competitive.
I'm here with Mr. Mullenkamp, the new athletic director and also teacher at Reading High School. First of all, what previous schools have you worked at?
I worked in Cincinnati Public Schools. I worked at the Hughes Center, which is the magnet school in Cincinnati Public Schools.
Were you the athletic director there?
Yes, I was. I was the varsity baseball coach for 3 years, and I was the athletic director for 1 year there. And I was there a total of 4 years.
What was your biggest surprise coming here to Reading? The size of the school, or?
The size is a big difference. Hughes is about 1,750, and as you well know, Reading's around 720 in there. So size is a big difference. The noise is a big difference. The fact that you get to know everybody, a real tight-knit community, those things stand out in a big way.
What's your favorite thing about Reading so far?
Well, I don't know if I have a favorite thing, but I've been overwhelmed by the amount of interest and enthusiasm and the friendliness of everybody I've met so far, parents, teachers, administration. I've been real overwhelmed by it, almost shocked.
Going back into the past a little bit, where did you go to high school? Was it locally around here?
Yeah, I'm from a neighboring district. I'm not from Reading. I'm from Sycamore, right next door to you. I went to Walnut Hills for a certain part of high school, then we moved out of the district, finished up at Sycamore. So I'm an aviator. From Sycamore, I went to the University of Wisconsin, and then went to graduate school for a couple years full-time at Xavier.
Did you play any sports there?
At Sycamore, yeah, I played baseball, and I had some small college offers to play, but I went to the University of Wisconsin instead.
Is that what caused you to get interested in athletics, being on a sports team, or was there any other part of your life that really?
That's a good question. I would have to say that throughout my life I've been real interested in sports and played in a lot of sports. I played football and soccer. But by high school I was just concentrated on baseball.
Okay, finally, what kind of insider things could you tell a little bit about the CHL and any sport this fall?
Well, I'll start with boys soccer. We just tied Indian Hill the other day on Tuesday. We played Indian Hill at home. They were ranked number 3 in the city. We were number 10, and we tied them. And it was the first time we have even tied or beaten them in a long time. Nobody can remember the last time we even tied them. That was a huge game for us and puts us right away into contention for the league title in boys soccer. In terms of football, football's pretty wide open, real wide open. Some of the standard favorites, like your Wyoming and Indian Hill, Marymount will be up there at the top, and hopefully we'll be mixed in with them. But there's not a clear-cut favorite in the league. Girls soccer, Indian Hill is definitely the favorite. Indian Hill is second in the state, and they beat our girls just the other day. But that was the closest our girls have come to Indian Hill in a long time, so we've made huge strides in girls soccer. Volleyball, I would say volleyball, we are the league favorites. We have a big game tonight against Finneytown.
Yes. Well, thank you for your time, and I know Reading welcomes you.
Well, I appreciate that.
We're not slackers.
We are fighters.
We're not spoiled.
But we have many gifts.
We are not wild.
We're just crazy about life.
We are not filled with hate.
We're filled with hope. We're not the problem.
We are the future.
We're not Generation X.
We
And good evening, or good morning, good afternoon, whenever time you're watching it. This is Bill Bretz with Bob Murphy back here at Reading Stadium, where the Panthers are leading the Blue Devils 14-0 at halftime. Hey, we like to thank not only Michelle, but John Davis and Mr. Rick Elliott for the camera work on our little halftime bit. The three of them are involved with many other students at Reading with Reading Roundabout. It's a show about the activities at Reading School. Now, you can check your cable listings for their playback times, but as we heard earlier, their first show for the 98-99 school year will be on September 20th, and then it will play back on a weekly basis. And kids do a good job, and Mr. Rick Elliott's in his first year with working with that program, and I'm sure it's going to be a good show. It's been an award-winning show in the past, so good job, and good job from Michelle there at halftime, so, and all the crew. Well, next week we're going to be out at Milford, where the Mason Comets are going to take on the Milford Eagles over there. That'll be an interesting game. We were there last year. Hey, Bob, did you find some stats for us at halftime?
Well, Bill, while you were watching that beautiful interview of the coaches and Mr. Mullenkamp, I was tracking down a few stats, and I was just interested in a couple of things. Basically, the game has been dominated by the Lockland Panthers. And first of all, Mr. Wynn, the offensive side of the ball, I want to know how he did. And I got the stat chart and totaled them up. I had him at 120 yards on 12 carries. Not a bad first half. And remember, he had a couple called back, a couple long ones.
Right.
And also 2 touchdowns, one rushing and one returned interception. Jamie Gertz, who we said would be the key once again, I said Jamie Gertz.
Gerald Gertz?
I meant to say Gerald Gertz. I keep thinking of Jamie Gertz, the actress, I guess. But Gerald had 9 tackles, 4 solos, forced 2 fumbles, and recovered both of them. So he has just been the man on defense, as Mr. Wynn has been the man on offense, and that's been a dominating 1-2 punch for the Panthers in this first half. And Reading's going to give up the ball to start the second half. Interesting, when I was on the Lockland sideline, Bill, the trainer had Deshaun Wynn doing some moves. They were questioning his ankle.
Right.
And so she had him go through the moves, and as I was leaving, I heard her turn to Coach Krause and say, "He's fine." So I expect to see him, but he's not in on the kickoff return right now.
It's a little gimpy out there, I guess you might say. No, he isn't. It looks like Morris and Brown are back now for the Panthers on the kickoff. And number 16, that is Mike McKinney, is the up man. As Eric Anderson, the junior from Reading, is going to tee it up here as we start second half action here in ICRC Friday Night Football. Let's see if Coach Miner now has come up with something interesting. I noticed that Zach Maxfield was kind of warming up there in the sideline, the backup quarterback, so it'll be interesting to see if he will be coming in. A little squib kick picked up by number 24 for the Panthers. That's Mitch Miners.
It's a good,
I don't know if he did that on purpose or not. He didn't have Wynn in the back. I wonder if they thought Wynn was back there.
They might have, but I tell you what, I wouldn't want to run into Brown or Morris, either one. Both going 6'3", about $185. Let them get a head of steam up on those kick returns. I wouldn't want to be the one tackling them.
Well, the Panthers are going to start off with good field position here to start the second half. They're up 14-0. It could have been 28-0 if it wasn't for the penalties.
Very easily, and yeah, of course, the time ran out on him down at the end of the first half.
Senior Nathan Cromer with the ball, and there's Wynn. Wynn's trying to find some running room to the left side, comes around to the right side, gets up over about the 45, so he picks up 5 the hard way. Tim Kelly, one of the sophomore defensive backs, made the stop on there. Well, I know it was kind of stated ahead of time preseason that Coach Miner said that these sophomores are going to have to step up and become varsity players very
Bill,
quickly.
I want to point out Wynn is being assisted off the field by Morris now, and
so that ankle might have been a little more gimpier than we anticipated as he's going off. So I kind of keep an eye on that sideline over there and see what happens. He is going over to the trainer, Lockland trainer. So with Sean out, Steve McGee, the junior, should be in. He is the backup running back, and he indeed is in. So it's McKinney and Steve McGee, number 33 in the backfield. McGee lines up and split. The give is to McKinney. He gets about 3 yards and drags a whole bunch of
3 yards and 8 Reading Blue Devils.
Right. Kenny, big back, 5'11", 190. So it's third down and about maybe 1.5 yards, 2 yards. Ball spotted about the 48, 49 yard line of the Panthers. And we've just started here, 10:45 now and counting here in the third quarter. Give is to number 33, and
that's McGee's first carry, and it's a smashing success, about 8 yards, I guess. First down.
First down, and down to the Lockland or Reading 44. So they're not giving up any yardage now. Cromer in the huddle, calling the plays for the Panthers. They're up 14-0, first game of the season. The local paper here, the Valley Courier, was doing the picks this week, Bob, and they did pick the Panthers to win this game. And the give is to McKee again, it looks like.
I'm looking at Rashawn Wynn over there, and he's looks like it's a hamstring. He just had ice and had it wrapped. Now he pulled that back off, and he's trying to walk around on it, but I suspect as long as the Panthers stay in control of the game, we've seen all of the young freshmen for this evening.
2nd and 7. We said at the top of the broadcast here, he was about 95% coming in the game because he did have a hamstring problem. He didn't play in the last scrimmage that Lockland had, so it looks like that hamstring is acting up here under real conditions. The give is to McKinney. McKinney's got good running room. He's going to have the first down inside the 35, down to about 34. So even without Wynn, the Panthers are keeping the ball on the field, and I think right now Jason Krause is going to be very content just to keep moving that ball down the field, and the clock's on his side right now.
There you go. Don't want the change.
Another measurement coming up here. It does look pretty close, Bob, but I think they might have it.
Yeah, I don't think he got the benefit of a good spot there, because I thought he was a good yard and a half past the line when he got pushed back.
See right here, no, it's going to be a little short. You're right. Didn't get the good placement, so he did not get the first down. You know, looking down at Bob at Lockland's offensive line, they're not a very big offensive line. There's only one player. Souders the only one over 200 pounds, but they're running 160, 170. But they're doing a heck of a job here tonight. You know, they're basically controlling that line of scrimmage.
Well, they're also 3 juniors and 2 seniors with a lot of experience, and that makes a big difference too.
The pass was to Brown. It was incomplete. He was defended by Jim Skillman on the play for Reading.
That was surprising too. That one hit Brown right in the numbers, and he made that just superb catch in the first half.
So it sets up now 4th and a yard. I think they're going to try to keep on the ground this time. That didn't work. The ground game's been working for him. Cromer. The give is to McKinney. Oh, Bob, I don't think he got it.
He didn't get it.
He didn't get it. He didn't get back to the 35-yard line. So great defense on 2 plays by the Blue Devils, and they're going to take over.
There's a replay, and great penetration by the Reading line there. Try to get a number.
That's John Davis was in on that play.
Well, and I think Gary Blair was the first one that came through and kind of got underneath the blocker and disrupted the play.
So the Blue Devils take over now for the first time in this second half, and let's see if we have. Yep, Mr. Reed is still at quarterback. Oh no, I'm sorry, that's Zach Maxfield now. Another sophomore, number 12, is at quarterback. Zach Maxfield. The give is to Hurt, and Hurt's got good running room. 50, 45, 40, 30. And Jamie Hurt, you know, I thought, Bob, he's going to bust one loose here tonight, and there it was on that play. Just a simple over the right side.
Yeah, and he didn't have Deshaun Wynn in there chasing him either, but John Morris just showed some speed there. But give Jamie Hurt, that's going to be about it.
That's about, they call it 37. I tell you what, Bob, that might have almost equaled their offense here. You can see Hurt, good running room. Morris is the one that knocks him out of bounds. So the Blue Devils having one of their best positions here of the night. McKenzie with the ball, the big fullback, goes over the 25 down to about the 23, another about 5-yard play. So the Blue Devils seem to find a running game right now, and of course Zach Maxfield, the quarterback.
When I'm looking for Wynn on the sideline, see if he's trying to treat him at all.
2nd and 7, ball to 24-yard line, the Panthers.
So we got a 2nd down and 7. Zach Maxfield now behind Brian Kirby, center. And we've got a penalty, and I think it's going to be. It was covered by Lockland, but it's the play was called dead. Like we're going to have motion on Reading.
Well, the whole line moved, and Kirby didn't snap the ball.
Well, I think that's your. It's probably not too surprising. You know, this is second quarterback for Reading in there, a sophomore. The signal's got a little messed up. So the ball is back to about the 29-yard line. Penalties hurt the Blue Devils the first half, along with a couple of fumbles.
Well, this is Reading's deepest penetration so far.
They're at the 29-yard line. Maxfield. The pitch is to Hurt. Hurt around the left side. And he gets back to about the original line of scrimmage, it looks like.
Once again, it was good team speed on Lockland's part. Close. Looked like Mitch Miners is the one that came from the backside and caught him. Morris out in front trying to slow it up.
Picks up about a yard on it. It's 3rd and 9. So this is a big play, and Maxfield looks like it's going to get a shot for his first varsity pass right here.
He hasn't thrown one yet.
He's got Wiley lined up, slot. Also
I look
has
for that little inside reverse right here.
Josh Apking. Apking in motion. Maxfield back to
He's
pass.
wide open.
And
he had number 89.
That's Josh
Apking, wide open, right down the middle of the field, and didn't see him. Maybe those.
Chad Wiley was also out there, number 27.
Chad Wiley was the intended receiver on that pass. He was overthrown, but
not a badly thrown ball. And
no,
of course, 4-down territory. Scott Lawson back in for the Blue Devils as Apking goes to the sideline. So it's 4th down now. So after Hurt's big 37-yard gain, Blue Devils need a first down badly. Maxfield back. He's looking. He's got a receiver. That's Chad Wiley.
I think he's going to have enough.
I'm not sure if it's going to be enough or not, Bob. It's going to be close. I think where the spot's going to be is going to be important.
Okay.
No, he's not going to make it.
Oh, yeah, he has to be there.
I don't think. No, it is. Okay, it is.
If you watch the end of the play or on the replay, let's see who's the first player to jump on him. We're not going to see the end of it, but it looks like it's Zach Maxfield, the quarterback, that meets him down there and jumps up on top of him and says, hey, thanks for catching my first ball.
There you go. Chad, of course, a sophomore. And we said he does possess a lot of speed out here. So the Blue Devils in action. They're down to about the 18-yard line. Deepest penetration tonight. Here's Hurt. Hurt 15 down. I think that's where he'll be stopped at. So picked up about 3.
A little bit of trouble on the exchange there.
6:35 to go here in the third quarter. So Reading's trying to close that gap.
Well, if Maxfield takes the Blue Devils in for a score, and will that create a quarterback controversy?
I would think it could be.
2 sophomores, 1 position.
Maybe not as big as the Bengals, but
maybe bigger here.
Whoa, big rush by Lockland, and Zach Maxfield is sacked. He does manage to get back to about the line of scrimmage, but
stopped at the line of scrimmage.
I tell you what, Lockland looked like we're blitzing. Looks like the linebackers, everybody's coming in here. Hello, welcome to the party. So a nice call there by the defensive coordinator, Jason Krause, who called a blitz, and it sets up a 3rd and 7 now. We'll see it. The Panthers will be coming now again. Quick count. Maxfield back. He's got, he had a receiver somewhat open, but he threw it low.
He tried to rush at it. He had all day. If he'd have just put a little air underneath the ball and thrown it out to the right side of the end zone, that was Wiley, I believe, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's Wiley. And I see Eric Anderson's going to come in. He's going to try a field goal, it looks like. 3 points better than nothing. Eric Anderson, I believe this is going to be his first varsity field goal kick. Let's see where they are going to spot it at, Bob. But this is going to be a long one.
Well, that's going to be a
30 plus.
Yeah, it looks like probably 32.
See where the spot's going to be. 31, about 32-yard field goal. He's straight down the middle of the field, so let's see what kind of leg Eric Anderson has. He's going to try to put the first points on for the 98 season.
On the longer field goals, the timing is so crucial.
There it is. It's deep. It is good. Oh, 32 yards for Eric Anderson. The first points on the board here for Reading with 5:24 to go here in the third quarter. So Eric Anderson shows he's got a leg in here.
Yeah, it kind of looked like he got underneath that one a little bit. It kind of pooched up in the air. I didn't think he was going to get enough of it. Let's see if that kicking team moves on this.
Yeah, the holder was DJ Engel. Yeah, he put that down pretty good. And
his plant foot seemed to apparently slip just a little bit, but right down the middle.
That's 2. And it just cleared the goalpost back there. So it's 32 yards. Well, that's not bad for he's 1 for 1 for varsity field goal. Chris Manis was their kicker here, graduated last year, played on soccer, and his dad's a soccer coach here. And he was a pretty good kicker for the Blue Devils last year, but it looks like they found themselves another one now. And Eric Anderson, who's going to be now kicking off, and only one back is back there right now, Bob. Looks like the only back for Lockland back there is Steve McGee.
And I still haven't been able to find Deshaun Wynn on the sideline.
No, he's back behind, I think, the players there. I'm trying to find a trainer, too. I see the trainer standing over on the sideline, so.
This might be a good time to try a little pooch over that second line there. Try to go down by the 30 on the left side and see if you can maybe beat him to the ball and recover a fumble.
Well, I think they're thinking this is going to be a squib kick. No, he's going to kick it deep, and it's going to be over.
That doesn't go in the end zone. That's a great.
Oh, he touched it.
He was down. He was down.
He's down and down back to the 6-yard line. So Eric Anderson, 2 in a row here. He got a good field goal, and Anderson's kickoff pins the Panthers deep in their own territory. They're going to start the work here at the 6-yard line. So 14-3.
Yeah, well, this might be a little momentum change here. A big stop here by Reading, maybe a turnover, and they're right back in the game.
Cromer now deep in his own territory. He's got McKinney split behind him, and the give is to McKinney. He's not getting anywhere. Matter of fact, Bob, I'm not sure if he got back to the line of scrimmage. Now they're going to call it a 2-yard loss here, so it's back to about the maybe 4-yard line now. Boy, this would be a big break for the Blue Devils if they could take over down deep in this territory.
Second and about 12 from the 5.
Could have a little momentum switch here. Let's see what happens. Lockland's got to dig down deep now. After getting the 2 scores in the 4th quarter, basically Lockland has not scored. McKinney, though, gets over a 5 out to about the 7.
It's still going to bring up 3rd and a good 7 or 8.
Now, right now, Bob, the Cromer risks passing down this deep. He's got an obvious passing situation right now. 4:12 to go, as you can see. Reading has just dented the scoring column with the Eric Anderson field goal. Big play now. Shotgun formation. And he overthrows the intended receiver, which was Steve Brown. DJ Engel breaks it up.
That was perfect timing by DJ there. Hit him right when the ball got there.
Right. The ball was a little high, though, he threw. So 4th down, and Lockland's going to be forced to kick since they're so deep. You can see the pass here. I'm not sure if he can catch that, really, Bob.
Yeah, that was a little high.
Back is Lawson and Singleton.
So Steve Brown is back in his end zone. Scott Lawson, Mike Singleton is back, and Reading's going to call a timeout here right now. What do you think the situation is now, Bob? This is too early in the game to try to ice your punter right now? Try to let him think about it? Or they saw something?
Well, I think it was a number of men on the field again.
12 men on the field, possibly. Didn't see anybody come off. So if they do have 12 men in the field, they still do.
We can, the men up here in the booth, they're saying they counted 10 out there, and that happened earlier. So
I didn't see anybody come on the field here, but obviously somebody did.
There were a couple that at the end of the play, when it was a definite punting situation, a couple people ran off, and obviously they didn't replace them. And that's the second time we've seen that happen tonight. Where, well, it's better than last time. Last time they only had 9 men on the field.
Okay. Well, Singleton is back at about 37, and Lawson's about the 40 right now.
Well, you got to send them after him here.
Yeah, Brown is in the end zone. This is going to be a good snap for him to get this off. It's a little bit high, but he gets the kickoff.
Nice kick.
Yeah, it's a nice kick. It's going to go out of bounds, and Scott Lawson's going to let it go out around the 40. So,
Bill, what always has amazed me, and you saw that right there, the officials, they throw that beanbag right where it hits every time. At least that's where they spot the ball, even if it's not even close. They throw it, and they go get the ball, and they come back to the beanbag.
There you go.
I think some of these players ought to move those beanbags every once in a while. Pick up 3 or 4 yards.
The old kick the beanbag, huh?
No, they wouldn't know.
Especially it's on the Reading side here, right?
You see that all the time. There, a guy will be running, or you'll see a sack or a fumble, and they'll throw a beanbag just out there and pick it up and stick it in your pants, and they won't be able to find it.
Zach Maxfield now in for his second series at quarterback to give is the Hurt. Hurt around the right side. He's got a little running room. Whoa, he's almost knocked right on the track. And a little pushing and shoving down here by Gertz. And I'm not sure if there should have been a flag called on that, Bob.
Well, I'm not sure.
Hurt had a momentum going there.
Yeah, he was going that way. There's not a whole lot of room here on the sidelines.
No.
Let's make sure Jamie's all right. He rolled over on the track, and
well, you can see right now, Jamie had some momentum going there, and they knocked him out. We couldn't see it from there. Gerald Gertz was the one that came in on him. But Jamie was on the track team, but that's in the springtime. We don't even want up there now. He needs to be on the field now. So that sets up a 2nd and about 5. Oh, Maxfield. And fumbled the snap from Kirby the Maxfield. That's the second time that's happened.
Yeah, it looked like he tried to pull out a little early, dropped, and he was very fortunate because it looked like a pulling guard stepped on it. That could have easily been kicked out, kicked over to the Lockland side, and another loss of possession.
I think sometimes, Bob, that might be a problem. You got a veteran center in Brian Kirby here, and you got a kind of a rookie quarterback in Zach Maxfield. I guess sometimes. The senior will anticipate
they practice that every day, and they just have to make sure that they're.
Maxfield has the ball. He's being rushed.
That's pass interference.
That's going to be pass. You're right. Pass interference on McKenzie. And it looks like Brown was the one that knocked him down, and Maxfield was lucky on that one.
Well, he was, but you know what? That was a good job by McKenzie's part there, because he just and Maxfield was just trying to throw it away. He was getting ready to get hit.
Yeah, McKinney was coming in. Nathan Cromer was coming in on him. So,
and I believe that's a 15-yarder.
So big break for Reading right here. So it comes down to about the 21-yard line. And I tell you, that's got to put gray hairs on Coach, because really, I don't know if that was really a catchable pass.
Well, if he catches it, he's still 3 yards short.
Right.
But now it's 1st and 10. New set of downs for the Blue Devils.
21-yard line. Maxfield, Scott Lawson lined up as receiver. Chad Wiley is tight end, his 2 backs, McKenzie and Hurt. And he's looking for Scott Lawson. Yes, Scott Lawson. Scott Lawson with the touchdown, the 21-yard touchdown.
We got a penalty right here.
We got a penalty back. Oh, this could be called back.
Penalty. They're going to call. Look like they're going to call it on McKenzie.
They're going to call a hold.
His head.
So Scott Lawson.
Zach Maxfield passes complete for a touchdown to Scott Lawson, but there's a penalty flag on the play.
They're going to call it back. Oh boy. A hold call, and I tell you what, beautiful catch by Scott Lawson. I tell you, Bob, there's a story on Scott Lawson. Last year as a freshman, Scott caught his first varsity touchdown pass, and then right afterwards, I think he broke his leg, if I'm not mistaken, and he was out for the rest of the season. And that was it. I mean, he caught. So I remember talking to Scott earlier and said, next time you get a touchdown pass, stay on your feet. He did, but didn't count. Hurt back to the 30. So it's going to set up now a 2nd and probably about 19.
Well, Zach Maxfield do a little sleight of hand back there. Nice fake and a handoff, and he pretended he still had it. Fooled one of the defenders. They kind of gave him a lick in there. They came up and whopped him. He didn't even have the ball.
Hey, Scott Lawson's back in the game, lining up in the same position. Wonder if we'll try this again.
Well, he beat him with that down, out, and up that he ran earlier.
Scott is way outside. He's looking for him. He's looking. Oh, he's going to go up short, and it's intercepted.
And that's Steve Brown.
By Steve Brown. the interception. He was looking at Lawson. He ended up throwing to, I think it was McKenzie might have been the intended receiver, either that or Wiley. But Steve Brown stepped in front. And
I think McKenzie really should have caught that ball. Kind of went through his hands, and Brown just made a super effort on the ball because it went through McKenzie's hands.
So with 2:08 and counting, the Panthers go back on offense now, up by 11.
And the clock can't move fast enough for Lockland. They just want to.
Cromer's in the shotgun.
Keep it moving.
I like this shotgun. Morris.
Oh, they were setting up the little hook and trail. It looked like showing the ratchet or the gadget plays razzle dazzle early. It looked like Brown was going to pitch that back to number 33, Steve McGee.
Mitch Minor's coming back in for Lockland, the junior. Miners is lining up wide to the left and Brown to the right. And the give is to McKinney. McKinney's going to get up to about the 35-yard line, a gain of about 5. Going to set up a 3rd down situation. Boy, a lot of penalties called tonight in this game.
Oh, yeah. McKinney just keeps chopping those feet and moving forward. He's the old throwback type fullback. Just put my head down and run. Big play here for the Reading defense.
3rd and 5. Cromer. He's looking to Myers. Way, actually, right over his hands there, but then looks like Mitch Miners is hurt on the play.
Mike Singleton kind of gave him a pop there, and these sophomores in the secondary are trying to make a name for themselves. You saw him go hit somebody really hard, and right there Singleton came out and really.
Yeah, Singleton's had an interception tonight, so I tell you what, if anything else, Coach Miner has got to be pleased. Tim Kelly's been in on some tackles here. His sophomores in the backfield seem to be doing all right.
6-8-4, 5-5-5-1.
Did you get your name in the split the pot tonight, Bob?
You know, I thought about getting it when I got here and forgot.
The old famous split the pot. Boy, you tell you you're in high school football. Split the pot. You're going to split the pot with a pro player sometime. You're going to split their salary.
Bill, money's the root of all evil.
That's true. And John Morris is back to punt with Singleton and Lawson back as Lockland got to a 4th down situation. It's a high punt. It's short, and Singleton fumbles a little bit, but falls on at about 38. He actually lost about a yard or 2.
Well, you know what? It's kind of a gutsy play coming in, but that was the right thing to do to try to make that fair catch instead of getting out of the way, because that could bounce 15 more yards downfield. It's a field position game now for Reading.
1:14 to go here in the 3rd quarter. The Panthers are up 14-3. The Blue Devils trying to go to work. They've been mounting somewhat of an offense this 3rd quarter. They're going to work now on their own 44-yard line. Zach Maxfield still quarterback. One back behind him, that's McKenzie. And the give is to McKenzie, the fullback, and he's momentum will carry him to about the 44, but he is knocked
There's
back.
that famous beanbag toss. He tossed it over across the 45. Let's see where he goes and marks it.
Likens and McKinney and Brown were all in the play.
He was never even close to that spot. He threw it on the left side of the 45, and it bounced over onto the right side of the 45, and that's where they marked him.
So just what you said. That's amazing. There you go. Boy, look at 3 Panthers in on that play.
When you start to get up, just move the beanbag a couple yards forward.
2nd and about 9. Maxfield's got time, but he's being rushed, and he is going to be thrown down by number 57.
And they're going to get a penalty. Morris kind of jumped on top of him after the play, and
so it's going to be rough on the quarterback.
Blessing in disguise there.
Well, a big break for Reading, because that would have been a huge loss. But end up, it's going to be a penalty. Now, Bob, are they going to mark it from that spot?
Let's take a look here, and
you can see Souter.
That's not a face mask there, and Yeah, well, they both had him underneath the bottom of the face mask when they pulled him down. Looked like both of them got a piece of it. And they mark it from the spot.
So
I'm not sure if that's a first down in high school football or not.
No,
it is
well,
marked from the spot.
It's second down. They haven't marked second down now, so.
Yeah, that does have a first down.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for the
Okay, they've changed it now, or they're going to change that marker. First down, so Reading at the 45. Big break there. Lockland a little bit too aggressive on the sack there. The pitch is to Hurt. He's trying to find some running room, but...
and I thought the Gatorade coolers were going, and we get some more laundry.
And there's a penalty on the flag here. I don't know if they're going to call a late hit out of bounds or what.
Well, referee Robert Morgan was pointing.
Nope, they called a hold on Reading.
He was pointing right at 44, who was Steve McKenzie. I'm not sure if that's it, but he was yelling something to Ken Miner and pointing right at him, saying, "There's your man, coach." He just grabbed him. Grabbed him and pulled him in.
Right now, he's trying to explain it to the defensive coordinator for Reading is Dick Engel. McKenzie off the field now. And it's going to set up a second, and I would say about 22. Maxfield with only one back behind him. That's Hurt. And the give is the Hurt.
Little draw.
Draw play up the middle to about the 41.
Picks up about 8 yards.
So you got a little daylight. They got some of it back.
It'll be 3rd and about 14.
So 3rd down. And
I think the
Maxfield.
quarter is going to end on this play, though.
Yeah, Maxfield, an obvious passing situation, and it does indeed end on this quarter. With
comes to an end.
The score, Lockland 14, Reading 3. As we said a little earlier here, next week we'll be out at Milford for the Mason Comets, who were a playoff team last year. Unfortunately, they had to play in the FAVC with a team called Lebanon this year, which is going to be a real powerhouse with Kelvin Lindsay.
Well, Mason made the playoffs last year, and they're hoping to return again.
Yeah. So, they might make the playoffs, but not win the league. That's the way it is.
Very good.
But they played Milford. They took Milford to the cleaners pretty much last year, but this Milford team is a little more experienced this year coming back. And Mason lost some. They lost some big guns last year.
They lost a boy that could fly.
And that's Craig Atkins.
Craig Atkins. I've seen him in baseball 4 years, and I tell you what, you had to throw it down the middle because you didn't want to walk him, and he wasn't too shabby with the bat either.
Well, the one memory I have of Craig Atkins was in we did the playoff game up at Welcome Stadium against Roger Bacon. In the first play from scrimmage, he broke loose for 80 yards for a touchdown, and unfortunately for the Comets, that was their only score of the night. As Roger Bacon ended up, I believe, beating them 35-7.
Well, why don't I go to the stat book, Bill?
Well, you got the stat book from last year.
32-7.
32-7.
Roger Bacon over. And Mason they claimed Mason backed in because of a forfeit. They didn't make it at the end of the regular season. As the week progressed, they tabulated the scores. I believe Edgewood had an ineligible player, and that was one of Mason's losses. And somebody did this, somebody did that, and after they retallied the points, Mason's in. And someone else was out.
I think it was Talawanda, was it? I don't know if it's
Talawanda or Ross.
Ross
Is out.
Ross was one that was out.
Ross was out. Mason's in. FAVC opponents.
But anyway, we'll be out at Milford next week. We'll see if Milford can seek some revenge for that loss last year. And then 2 weeks from now, we'll be right back here at Reading, and we'll see that the Indian Hill Braves.
Well, next week, Bill, unfortunately, I'll be doing the Norwood game.
That's right. Norwood opens up next week.
Norwood and Indian Hill, I believe.
So you can do a little scout for, almost intercepted by number 14. That's Dan Noelke.
Yeah, I know everything about Indian Hill when they play Reading.
Well, we know one of the players from our school there is
Brian Ray.
Brian Ray, whose father is now the principal of the alternative school there in Norwood, and I'm sure Don is very proud of his son. His son's got some offers from some colleges now.
Yes, big boy.
Yes, he is. And
nice kid, too. Real nice kid. Plays football, wrestles, and plays basketball.
So we'll see the Braves, Indian Hill Braves, and Reading Blue Devils back here 2 weeks from now. But right now we've got some action to go here as the punt is made by Eric Anderson and didn't get a real good bounce on it. It's a low snap. He was lucky to get that kick off there. Ball drops dead about 34-yard line, so it's about a 27, 28-yard punt. So the Blue Devils could not mount any offensive action. We are 11:43 to go in this game. The 2 touchdowns came in the first quarter, both by Jashawn Wynn, who went out early in the third quarter in the first series.
It was the first carry, and he left the game 13 carries, 125 yards, just under 10 yards a carry.
Right. It's not going to look good in the paper tomorrow when you see that, but this young man is going to be something to watch this season as long as he stays healthy.
And just remember, that was in a half and 1 play of work.
Right.
1 play in the second half.
McKinney with the ball carrier, he loses about 2 on that play. Marcus Williams in on that. Marcus Williams, one of the captains here of the Reading team this year. Jamie Hertz, Marcus Williams, Brian Kirby, John Davis, all seniors are the captains on the Blue Devil squad. A fine bunch of seniors here at Reading. And Cromer with the pass to Brown, and Brown with the reception down to the 41-yard line. So big play. Oh, but Bob,
target.
what's back there?
Sportsmanship-like conduct is a preliminary signal. The pass is complete to Steve.
Well, if it's unsportsmanlike conduct, I'm not sure if who's it going to go against now.
We got the replay running here, and if we can get it back up again and see from the start, but I don't think we don't have a shot of the quarterback. They're talking to the Lockland player, or they're talking to each other. Lockland's just listening in, a little eavesdropping.
Let's see what happens here. Cromer, he's going back to pass. I don't know if we'll stay with that or not. It looks like
from the looks of it, there was someone coming from the backside that probably gave him a little hit, and the official thought it was late.
A little extracurricular stuff there, so it looks like it's going to go against Reading. And yep, from the Reading players you can see right now, they're discussed. Lockland decline us probably and just take the.
Well, if it's
or is it an automatic?
It might be a post play penalty where after you tack it on after the end of the play because it unsportsmanlike conduct.
Well, one of the officials is coming over talking to Ken Miners.
Evidently, it was a choice. It was take the penalty in the 15 or decline the penalty and take the big gain.
And the Panthers look like they've declined. So it's going to be first down at the 41-yard line.
Yeah, well, Robert Morgan's got his flag still laying.
It's still back there, back about the 27-yard line.
Robert's going to ask, he'll probably ask one of the kids to run down and get it.
Well, we can assure that he won't be calling a penalty on this play. Or will he?
Roughing the passer, decline.
And that's what they do call, Bob, as an unsportsmanship, or, well, just roughing the passer.
They got to get back to Cleveland. That's what it looks like.
Well, we know these Cleveland officials throwing the flags. A little jump. I don't think it was encroachment, though, on it. It's McGee with the ball carrier. He's over the 40 down about 39.
I think McKinney just spotted it. He's going to say something to the ref.
Chad Wiley in on the tackle. McKenzie's limping off the field.
Mike McKinney can be a good boy here and run down and get that flag for Mr. Morgan. He just told the other official, I'll use my hat to call it.
McKenzie came off the field here. Terry Brink replaced him for Reading. Terry, the senior tackle, 6'6", 245. The give is to McKinney. McKinney's not going to get anywhere. He's not going to get back to line of scrimmage. He's about to the 40. So looks like a loss of 1. Aha.
It looks like Rick Elliott running out.
All right.
Is that Rick?
Yes, it is.
Rick picking up the dirty laundry. Let's give him a hand there.
Now there you go. There's your basketball coach right there.
I tell you what, Rick, why don't you, when he makes a bad call, you throw the flag at him.
There you go. So Rick's holding on to the flag on the sideline. So
hey, it just makes him feel important.
There he goes. There he is right there. He's got it. So thank you, Coach Elliott. Cromer, back to pass. Big rush on. He gets it off to McKinney, though, out of the backfield. McKinney, big yardage, down to about the 25. Tell you what, Garrett Blair almost got to Cromer, and we got another flag thrown in there. They're going to call a holding. That's a late holding call, Bob. Okay, here's the play again.
You had to make sure you had another one.
Holding on the Panthers.
Well, that was an awful long call, though.
Well, yeah, that play happened. And
he threw it about 10 seconds after the play's over.
Yeah, it was right in front of us. We saw it on the screen, and there was nothing. And then after the play ends, he drops his flag.
Oh, well, Blue Devils to take it. The Panthers aren't real happy about it, and there it goes. He just talked to Brian Kirby, and they said, I tell you what, Kirby, I think right now took the down. Because it's down to third and 11.
I think that should be second down.
It'll be third and about 11.
Nice, third and 11.
And they've motioned for Rick to bring that flag down. I may need it.
You better watch how he throws it out in the field. Cromer, back to pass. He's got Brown. Brown with the reception. He's right about at the marker, what he needed for a first down about the 42. And Rick Elliott has officially given it back to him.
Did somebody tell Rick that was his 15 minutes of fame?
There you go. And I think, yeah, they're going to call. He was a little bit short. Nice defense by the Blue Devils on that play. So it's 4th and short, and the Panthers are going for it. They're on about the 32-yard line. He can get to about the 31. Big play now for Lockland. Cromer, his backs are split behind him. Cromer, pitch to
He's got
McGee. McGee's got the first down at about the 27. So Steve McGee, 5'10" junior, hasn't came in and replaced Deshaun Wynn early in this second half. Got the first down. So Lockland 4 more downs, and the clock is ticking away. 8:15 and counting now in the game. Panthers are up 14-3. They've scored early, and their defense is so far held up. They give to McKinney. He's down to about the 25. Marcus Williams with the stop on the play. Right now, Bob, I would think Lockland will want to really get a long, extended drive going here, run that clock down.
And they've done this the second half without Rashawn Wynn, so that's going to build a lot of confidence in that whole offensive line and the backfield, and the offensive brain trust, so to speak. That, hey, how good are we going to be when we've got him at full strength?
Defense has come in big, though, for Lockland. McKinney picks up about 3. Meanwhile, we're looking down on the sideline down here, and I see Steve McKenzie looks like he's getting his ankle wrapped right now by the trainer.
Third and about 7.
So it's a 3rd down and 7 for the Panthers as the clock ticks down to, it'll be under 7 minutes. Nathan Cromer doing a good job here tonight quarterbacking the Panthers. He's got his back split behind him. Back to pass, fakes once. Almost got by Chad Weil, but he runs. Oh, a vicious hit. Couple of vicious hits, and it looks like a couple of Reading players ran in each other. And
Bill, I think those were just two just ferocious, crushing blocks.
Watch what happens here, especially down here. We're going to see this maybe up close. Now there's Blair getting knocked out, and also it looks like Tim Kelly got knocked out on that play too. huge hit down there. Not sure what truck hit Blair, but he's still down on the field right down. It's a little bit in front of us here. Blair's not had a good night. That's a couple of times he's been hurt tonight. I think he really got his bell rung on that one.
Well, he was really, really hit that time.
He's getting up, though.
Not that he wasn't hit hard earlier by Steve Brown, but...
Well, the junior...
I think that was Brown and Morris that did the hitting again. Those are two big guys that turn loose on those defensive backs.
Yeah, that was... Gary Blair, of course, is the defensive end. And he got stung on that one. But a big gain and another first down for the Panthers as they're down to, looks like they have it marked at just outside of the 10, Bob. It looks like they can go down to about the half-yard line. So 4 down, so. Cromer. McKenzie. Kenny in the backfield. The pass. Now, he was getting a lot of pressure on that.
You know what? Cromer has to know not to throw that ball away. You don't want to stop the clock.
No.
Just take the loss and keep the clock running.
Tim Kelly, Chad Wiley, 2 sophomores, and a lot of pressure on Cromer on that play. He does stop the clock here with 6:14 to go. Meanwhile, we see Steve McKenzie kind of walking around the sidelines talking to Reading's trainer.
There's so much tape on there. I can't tell if he's got a shoe on and it's taped over it, or it appears that it is, yeah.
Cromer pitched to McKenzie, but he's not going to go anywhere. Ryan Kirby.
And, Kirby and DJ Engle, it looked like.
Ryan Kirby, DJ Engle in on the play, lost a couple of yards, so they're now back to about the 12-yard line. Third, and it's not 3rd and goal. They can go down to about the 1 yard, just inside the 1 now.
And Bill, this may be a dumb question, but is DJ Engle a wrestler?
Yeah. All right. If his name is Engle, he's a wrestler in Reading. And Cromer with the touchdown to Morris. 12 yards to John Morris. Cromer and Morris was all alone down there.
That might be one of the hardest plays to defend in high school. That quick one right down the middle, because you really don't have anybody there. And that was a 3-step drop and just lobbed it over the linebackers, and he's right there. You see he had a linebacker, number 57, trying to chase him. Brian Kirby, for all the things he's done tonight, he couldn't keep up with John Morris on that.
So Morris with the 12-yard pass from Cromer. And McGee's going to try the tack on point number 21 for the Panthers, and he does indeed do that. So Lockland, after Reading was showing a little bit of momentum towards the end of the 3rd quarter, beginning of the 4th, the Panthers come back, score a big touchdown here with 5:24 to go, and now they have an 18-point lead. So Reading is in danger of losing that Valley Bowl trophy.
I didn't tell you that I went ahead and put that in your van after we did that pregame, so there won't be a trophy out here anyway.
All right, okay, that's good. That's good. You know, I have been asked before. I've been asked before about my allegiance in this game since I went to Lockland, and you know, my pat comment was my loyalty is with Lockland, but my paycheck's with Reading. So there you go. So
I heard another gentleman
you make the choice.
That, I'm rooting for whoever wins.
Yeah, there you go.
Myself, I'm indifferent. I just like watching the game. I've got met a lot of fine people from Lockland, a lot of fine people from Reading, and
oh yeah,
it's been really an excellent game outside of the penalties, and nice turnout, and the people were friendly here. And
it's a big turnout. This is like a big social gathering for the Valley here.
Did I tell you, Bill? When I got here at 6:45, there were people tailgating in the parking lot.
There you go.
And I thought, now that is neat. They had a little barbecue and they tailgating. I should have got something there.
There you go. Couldn't get in that concession stand at halftime, is it? Chaz runs a good concession stand here, though. You know, he runs with the best.
Well, I forgot to tell you, they were out of water. I brought you a Coke.
Oh, I didn't see it. Thank you. I'll take it home and save it. Thank you very much. Okay, a little squib kick by McGee. It's picked up by Tim Kelly. Kelly up to 40. Ooh, tripped up.
I give the Lockland players a little credit there. They stayed in their lanes. Each player has a lane they're assigned to run to, about 3-4 yards wide on those kickoffs. And you get the big plays when people leave their lanes and cut in after the ball, but they stayed right in their lanes. When he stepped outside, they were right there to meet him.
And, of course, he was met by Mr. Mike McKinney. As many of these players, as you probably realize, being a small school, a lot of these players play both ways. And, you know, we always say the fourth quarter, you can always tell who's been in the weight room during the summertime, because this is when the conditioning comes in at this point of the game, because all these players got to be tired. Cromer way back. Big drop back. Or Zach
Cromer.
I'm saying Cromer.
Cromer making the hit.
Yeah, it's Cromer making hit. Pardon me. That was Zach Maxfield. He was back. He went back about 15 yards on that.
Yeah, it was a screen. It was a little quick on his drop back. Gave it away early, and Cromer, being the quarterback for Lockland, he saw that coming. He just waited and unloaded on him. Yeah, I keep looking down the field. I'm looking at Steve Brown and John Morris and Cromer, and those guys have all went. And Nolke, they've all went both ways, and even special teams. So
right,
they have to be in great shape. He's airing it out.
Zach Maxfield, he's got Scott Lawson down there. Lawson, a great catch. Down the 38-yard line, he held on to it.
That was a real good catch. Well, right up over top of Mitch Miners.
You know, I noticed something. He got up slowly because I think he was looking back up the field to see if there's a flag down back up there, but not this time. So
we're on a record streak right now. That's 5 consecutive plays without a penalty flag.
Oh, he aired this one out. Zach Maxfield, good arm. And look at this. Defended down there. That was looked like number Miners defending down there, but
Miners. Lawson just went over top of him and got the ball.
Zach Maxfield back, long drop. It's tipped though by Morris, and I think you're going to call an incomplete pass. So with 4:21 to go, Reading trying to get a quick score here. Josh Apkin back in the game, and Scott Lawson on the sideline. We'll be talking with the winning coach and possibly a player or two at the end of the game, so don't go away. Hurd in motion. Maxfield back. It's pounded down, and that's by Morris. Again, 2 plays in a row. Morris has got his hands on the football. So I tell you what, John Morris, after that touchdown, he's getting fired up right now. I guess that's one advantage if you play offense and defense. You can come back and get fired up on defense.
You can go both ways. And
Hurt back in the game, and Apkin out, and Scott Lawson back in the game for Reading. It's a 3rd and about 9 right now. .416 to go. Maxfield is back. He pumps one.
That was a pass.
He's got Jamie Hurt. Jamie Hurt, 5-10, touchdown.
And you know what? I didn't see a flag. They should have called one there. Once Hurt beat Cromer, Cromer did the smart thing and just grabbed him, but Hurt was able to break away and then made a beautiful catch and slides into the end zone. And watch this again here, and you'll see it. It was a down, out, and up again. That's their favorite route. Well, we can't see it, but it was held right before that. And I think he might go down before he gets to the end zone. Yeah, he did. He went down at the 1, but the officials went ahead and gave it to him.
So Maxfield to Hurt for 39 yards with 4:06 to go. And Reading draws a little closer right now.
You got to go for 2 here. They're only going for 1. I think it's a good time to go for 2.
Eric Anderson.
Put you within 2 scores.
DJ Engel is holding. Let's see if it's going to be a fake. Nope, Anderson's going to kick it up, and it's over. So Anderson with the extra point, and now we have an 11-point game again.
They called a roughing the kicker a penalty on Travis Wright. And you know what? If Mr. Wright goes after the ball, he's got a block. He quit on that. He could have probably kicked it before Anderson did. He was right in there and stopped, and then he just fell over the kicker.
So the Reading Blue Devils now have something to cheer about as they come within now 11 points here at 21-10. We're going to see an onside kick, I would imagine, maybe, or let's see where the field position's going to be.
If they take the penalty, they'll put the ball at the 1 yard line. They may go for 2. They wanted to get it on. They wanted to get it assessed on the kickoff, but this isn't the NFL.
Well, let's see what they're going to do. Let's see where they spot the ball first off on the kickoff.
The penalty on the play was roughing the kicker. The penalty was declined and the point is good.
Okay, so they're going to go kind of penalty, and they're going to take the touchdown and the point. So with 4:06 to go, Reading draws a little closer.
See what kind of onside kick Reading uses. A lot of teams like to have the ball, try to kick it on the ground and pop it up, put their fast guys outside. Norwood was always successful with one where they laid on the ground and kicked it slow, and everyone ran faster than the ball, and as soon as you crossed the 10-yard line, there was a wall and the kicker fell on it.
Well, I see Brown and Morris, among others, up in the line right now, so I'm sure they're looking for that. They only have one back.
He went and grabbed Lawson for Reading, and he's out on this side. Lawson and Wiley, the two fastest guys on Reading's team, are out here, and I think we're going to see him try to kick a ground ball this way. Maybe pop it up and let Lawson and Wiley try to run it down.
Well, you do have the Lockland's hands teams are definitely up front here. Cromer's up front. They only have McGee's the only one back.
Anderson will kick off for Reading.
So let's see what happens. Anderson, and he's going to try it, but he kicks it right to Brown, and Brown's kind of running east and west right there, but Lockland's going to have the ball 50-yard line, and I don't think Bobby got it up. He got it right to Brown.
I think if he's going to try to get that pooch up in the air, he's got to just stand underneath it without taking any steps, and just kind of spoon it up in the air high enough that your two outside speed men are going to get 10 yards before it comes down. Then you can have a jump ball and a scramble. Or the other one they like to do is kick the top of the ball, create a big hop on the second bounce, and then your guys fight for it. But that was just a line drive. And like you said, that they had their hands team up there, and they weren't going to get that ball away from Brown.
Okay, actually they spot the ball at about the 47-yard line. Cromer, the give is to McKinney. McKinney's not going to get anywhere. He might lose a yard on this one.
And McKinney hasn't got a lot of yardage tonight, but boy, he's been a workhorse back there.
No, Wiley's in on that play. Looks like Kirby's on the play. Post to Reading. John Davis is down on the ground. I tell you what, John's got a gimpy shoulder. He's had one for a while. He's had a couple of surgeries there, and
second and 11, ball on the 36.
he seems to be all right. Everybody seems to be all right on this play. So it's second down and about 11 now for Lockland. About the 46, 47-yard line. 46 now. Cromer, the McKinney. Oh, I'll tell you what, McKinney looking up the field.
Yeah, he was.
Nathan Cromer's pass attempt for McKinney goes incomplete.
I think he probably only got about 4 or 5 on that anyway, but it sets up now a 3rd and long for Lockland. So with and it also stops the clock too at 3:12 to go. As I said, we will be talking to the winning coach. Right now, it looks like Jason Krause, but you never know what's going to happen. We have our new athletic director up here from Reading in the box there, Pete Mollenkamp. So here, give us a big smile. You know,
I'm surprised Pete's still here as late as it is. He's usually home in bed by 10.
Oh, McKinney with a big gainer. He's down to about the 43-yard line. That's 10:05, Pete. It's past bedtime now. So we'd like to welcome Pete on board, though, at Reading High School. It's the new athletic director, and we heard from him in halftime, and he's going to be the newest TV star, I guess. So,
just like Hanson. That's right.
There you go.
That's what I always said at Norwood with the school and the pool. I said, let the kids vote. See who should be mayor.
That's true.
You're buying them the long, slow way.
Clock is running. It's under 2:25.
Do a real big play here. Fourth and about
short. The pitch is to McGee. He's got the first down and more. Jamie Hurt was the only one between him and the goal line. He brought him down at about the 24-yard line. So a big gainer for Lockland. Took a little win out of the sails for the Blue Devils.
Yes, it did.
As soon as they get those yard markers up there, that clock will start again. So the clock is definitely on Lockland's side right now as the Panthers are going to try to win this Valley Bowl back for the first time in 5 years. Jason said at the beginning in an interview at halftime, Bob, that this is a very important game for them. It's very important that they get off to a good start. And,
yeah, it is, and especially with the senior leadership they have. You want to win early because that winning breeds confidence, and those seniors will play on that. And Lockland looks like they're going to be.
It could be a definite contender, especially if Wynn is back healthy again.
Yeah, and remember, this is the whole second half. It's been without Deshaun Wynn, so he's their #1 offensive threat.
McKinney has a heck of a game. I tell you what, Bob, McKinney might be close to 100 yards too. The way he's going tonight, he's done a yeoman's job here for.
As I mentioned, he's got just a ton of carries.
Going into the game tonight, well, see, they really had no experience. McKinney had very few carries
they had a gentleman by the name of Ott there for the last 4 years.
Right, they didn't need anybody else except him. So, and there's McKinney has broke loose with the draw up the middle, down to about the 6-yard line. Right now, it looks like Jason Krause wants to put another score on the board here with 21-10.
Jason may go to a knee here just to save a little embarrassment, because coaches don't like to rub in each other's noses.
Well, what we're going to do is we're going to try to get Jason Krause as quick as we can. And I tell you what, Bob, probably in a couple seconds here, I'll head on down to the field. We're going to try to get him as soon as they come off the field. They want to get back to Lockland and celebrate. Actually, they want to find that trophy. I have to give them the key to the car, I guess.
I've already had my men move it out of your van.
Oh, okay, into yours. Okay, there you go. You called that one, Bob. He's going to take the knee. He's going to run that clock out, it looks like now.
It's been taken over to the Tatman Taxi parlor. So,
well, you know your valley around here.
I've been over this way a couple times.
Okay. All right.
They're going to let that clock run out, it looks like.
Yes, they are. Well, I'm going to be going down to the field, and we'll talk to Jason Krause and the Lockland Panthers as they look like they are going to win that Valley Bowl this year.
Well, I'll try to keep you entertained until Bill gets down there to talk to Jason Krause. As you can see, our final score. First Friday night football at Lockland Panthers are victorious over the Reading Blue Devils 21-10. The offensive stars for Lockland has to be Deshaun Wynn and Mike McKinney. They just ran at will against the Blue Devils. Defensively, Rashawn Wynn had an interception that he returned for a touchdown. Also, a big touchdown reception by John Morris in the fourth quarter. That kind of sealed the victory. Positive things for Reading. We saw a nice performance in the second half by a backup quarterback, Zach Maxfield. He came in and did a real good job. Had one touchdown call back, about a 35-yarder. And Reading just dug themselves a hole early, got down 14 points, and it stupid to come back. I'm sure concerns for Lockland. The hamstring of Wynn, he, as we mentioned earlier, he didn't play the second half. Had 1 carry in the second half, 125 yards unofficially on 13 carries. But I'm sure that's why they kept him out. They want him rested up for next week's game. As we mentioned earlier, next week, Friday Night Football. We'll be at Milford High School out in Claremont County. The Milford Eagles host the Mason Comets. 2 weeks from tonight, we'll be right back here as the Blue Devils host the Indian Hill Braves. And keep tuning in, and we'll keep you informed on the games to come. I know that we were told from Tim that we would have Marymount on the schedule later in the year. I'm looking to find Bill now. He's over there on the sideline. I'm trying to. I found him there. We're going to wait till he's got. That's when there's Lockland holding up the Valley Trophy, and they're coming off the field. And we're waiting for Bill to get Coach Krause and get his insights and thoughts on the game. And I'm looking. I don't have any way to make contact with Bill. But we'll just. Okay, as we mentioned, or as we obvious that Lockland has knocked off Reading here, and for the first time in 5 years, they're going to take the Valley Trophy home, symbolizing the victor of the annual game between Reading and Lockland. Reading had held on to it for the last 4 years, and Lockland gets to take it back over to their side of the Mill Creek, and it's a happy bunch of Panthers, and the Panthers really showed me a lot. And if barring the injury bug, if they can stay healthy, they're going to be a force in the Miami Valley Conference, along with Cincinnati Country Day, Summit Country Day, and North College Hill. But the Panthers played with a lot of heart, and we saw one fine freshman here tonight, and Mr. Deshaun Wynn. And we've got Bill down there. He's got a hold of Coach Krause, bring him across the field, trying to get close to Rick and Michelle so we can get a couple words with him. Once again, a lovely turnout tonight, too. Beautiful night for high school football. A little warm here in the booth. We all worked up a sweat, but every time we walk out of the booth, it was really, really nice. And we've got Bill, and I think he's ready to get the word. He's going to talk to Coach Krause, and looks like he's got John Morris, senior end, number 1. And we're going to go down to Bill. He's got John Morris and Nathan Cromer, the senior corp. They're trying to get one more senior. I think they're trying to get Brown in there. And those were three. And here comes Steve Brown carrying the trophy. And those 3 seniors. It's the first time they've ever had a chance to handle that trophy. And I think they're bringing out a lot of the seniors. Here comes the defensive star who. Oh, I forgot to mention a defensive star. That's Gerald Gertz, number 50. Forced 2 fumbles, recovered 2 fumbles, had 2 sacks, and an unofficial. I had him down for 14 tackles. Just a great job for Reading in the defense. And that's a happy bunch down there, and Coach Krause might be the most happy.
Okay, we are here with winning coach Jason Krause, and I tell you what, you've been waiting for this. I know your guys have been waiting for this for a long time, and it was a heck of a victory tonight.
Yeah, well, we talked about, getting the trophy back and the big rivalry between Lockland and Reading. It's not just a football game. We talked about it being a war between, 2 communities, 2 neighboring countries. We came out, we battled. The kids hung tough. Reading did a great job. They hung in there, and, they had me scared there for a while. But these seniors did a great job being leaders and hanging in there.
Now, I tell you what, you said at the beginning when we interviewed you earlier this week that this was a very important game to get started on, and now you got the momentum, you got this victory.
Well, when the Enquirer asked me what our most important game was for the year, I said Reading. It always is. It's a test for our kids. They're a physical ball club. It's close. It brings out the heart and pride in our kids, and I think winning this ball game shows us that we can play, and the confidence is just soaring right now. Next week, we got to get ready for Finneytown.
Now, Deshaun Wynn had over 120 yards, 2 touchdowns the first half. than what he does second half. He goes out after the first play. I'm sure at that time you're kind of concerned, but these guys stepped up and really filled in then.
Well, yeah, that's exactly right. Deshaun's got a sore hamstring, and Mike McKinney did a heck of a job stepping in at tailback and filling those shoes, and Steve McGee up front. But what won it was the offensive line. They kept coming off the ball and sticking heads, and they're the ones that made the holes for those guys to run in.
We talked about you don't have the biggest offensive line in the league maybe, but I tell you they are tough there, and they did dominate tonight.
Well, they might not be the biggest, but they got the biggest hearts.
Right. Well, congratulations. You got one victory now, maybe hopefully a whole lot more, and hopefully that's the league championship, and I know you guys really want it.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, back up to Bob now for a final word.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Bill, and congratulations to the Lockland Panthers and Coach Krause on getting that trophy back. Just want to give you an update here, just to recap. The final score was Lockland 21, Reading 10. Unofficially, our stars of the game would have had to been the Rashawn Wynn. I'm trying to get this done, and we're trying to put everything away up here in the booth now. But next week we're out at Milford, Mason and Milford, for Bill Bretz and everyone here at ICRC. This is Bob Murphy wishing you a good evening.